Haru and Raiko are on a date. Raiko tells her that he got a new job at a photo studio, but he's worried that he won't be good enough, especially since he never studied photography. Ruo and Takashita talk about their plans and that they have to change. Feeling spontaneous, Ruo asks Shinako to go on a field trip, but she refuses. Consequently, leaving Ruo feeling rejected, which prompts him to reveal his feelings towards her. Shinako goes to the convenience store to talk to Raiko about her fight with Ruo. Later that night, Ruo arrives home and sees his father and Shinako, who is making dinner. The boy apologizes for his part in the heated discussion. Before heading home, Ruo confided in his friends about getting rejected by Shinako. On the other side of town, Fukato and Raiko talk about Shinako and Riku's friend zone status. While leaving, Fukato asks Raiko to be his wedding photographer. At work, Raiko asks his colleague to borrow a camera. The latter gives Raiko sound advice about his future in photography. At Ruo's place, the young man unknowingly triggers Shinako's memory about you, bringing tears to her eyes. Ru promises to Shinako that he will take his brother's place. Without nowhere to go, Shinako winds up at Riku's apartment, waiting for him. The pair go to a local restaurant where Shinako reveals their relationship. Shinako reveals that she hasn't moved on from you. Her confession leads Raiko to reveal that he can wait. However, Shinako wants Raiko to be as pushy as Ruo. Even so, in the end, Shinako invites Raiko to come in. Shinako invites Raiko to come in, which he does. But at the last moment, Shinako has second thoughts, and Raiko heads home. Shinako and Raiko tell their respective friends what happened the night before. Walking home, Raiko spots Haru, who has brought donuts for him. She suggests eating them at his apartment, but Raiko doesn't want to. So, he opts to walk her home. Raiko is making great strides at work, developing a great relationship with his colleagues, and getting offered a full-time position. Meanwhile, Shinako and Haru can't stop thinking about the men in their lives. It's revealed that Raiko has been avoiding Haru, focusing on work instead. But Haru can't help but check up on Raiko. Haru heads to the convenience store, but there's a new employee. She spots Shinako and informs her that Raiko doesn't work there anymore. Shinako goes to Riku's apartment, the latter is shocked to see her after so long, and the meeting is a bit awkward. Raiko winds up walking Shinako home. The two start thinking about the conversation with their respective friends. Shinako goes to Ruo's home, but he isn't there. So, she opts to make dinner for the family. Meanwhile, Haru waits for Raiko outside his work. Raiko is a bit annoyed and wants to go home. Instead, he walks Haru home. On the way, Raiko breaks the relationship with Haru. Ruo arrives home and spots Shinako in the kitchen. Shinako winds up at Fukato's apartment for the Christmas party. The two couples start reminiscing about their college days and playing card games. Haru arrives back at work and sees that her colleague, Kyuko, is a bit gloomy about Kuma returning home. Again, Haru winds up at Riku's place, but he's not home. He's walking Shinako home. Before Shinako steps inside her building, he gives her the present, and she loves it. But his guilt leads him to reveal that it's present from his colleague who got dumped. Shinako invites Raiko to spend New Year's together. When he arrives home, he spots Haru in front of his door. She gives him a bag of bagels, and without warning, she launches at him and hugs him. However, Raiko is a bit annoyed by her actions but still allows her to come inside to warm up. Raiko asks Haru that she should stop going after him. But she refuses. Shinako arrives home and gets a phone call from Raiko. They discuss what they should do. Haru is back home with her mother in Kawashima. Mother and daughter go out to buy ingredients for New Year's soba. Back home, Raiko and Shinako are on a date celebrating New Year. Shinako invites Raiko for coffee at her place. Raiko accidentally spills coffee on the table and floor. He's nervous. So, he opts leave because he can't stand the tension. Plus, he doesn't feel comfortable. Shinako points out that Raiko isn't assertive because either he's too nice or because of Haru. Even so, Shinako wants to move on even it has to be slow. Consequently, Raiko opts to go home. Back at her place, Haru hears an odd noise coming from outside. Raiko receives a phone call, and his eyes widen from the shock. A police officer takes down Riku's statement regarding the incident. When they leave, Raiko comes to console Haru. There have been a lot of break-ins in the area. Haru begs for Raiko not to leave her alone, so he stays. It takes a few moments for Raiko to realize where he is. Suddenly, Haru walks in with breakfast, and the conversation topic centers around Shinako. However, Raiko changes the subject by going to the bathroom. Things go back to normal after the holidays. Shinako and Raiko are still hanging out and having meals together. Shinako receives a phone call from Ruo regarding a fish that he nor his father can't cook. Ruo wants to bring it over, so Raiko leaves. They both decide to keep their relationship a secret. To protect Ruo, Shinako and Raiko are at his place talking about random topics. Shinako gets ready to leave, but before she does, Raiko wants to kiss her. But she stops him. She's not there yet. Haru sees that Riku's lights are on, but she stays frozen at the bottom of the stairs when she hears their voices. She tries to act that it doesn't bother her, but deep down, it's slowly breaking her heart. Ru and Takashita got accepted to the same college. They can't wait for the entrance ceremony. Ruo goes shopping with Shinako for new clothes. Walking back to her place, Ruo asks Shinako if she still plans to cook for him. She will, but not that often. Her words anger Ruo, who believes she was doing all that because she felt responsible. Shinako and her friend go out drinking. Shinako is reluctant to reveal her relationship status with Raiko. But her friend quickly drags it out of her. Shinako can't help but think about Haru and Ruo. Raiko bumps into Kyuko. He asks her if the cafe is closed. But she reveals that they are closed because they are short-staffed. Later that night, Raiko and Shinako meet up for dinner at a local restaurant. Raiko asks her to go to the aquarium, but she declines because she has to help Ruo move to his new place. Raiko is a bit hurt but doesn't let it show. Back at Shinako's place, Ruo spots the young couple, and he's angry. Back at Shinako's place, Ruo spots the young couple, and he's angry. He demands an explanation. However, no words escape her mouth. Ruo runs away, and Shinako runs after him. She apologizes for not telling him. Even though he's hurt, he understands. It will take time for his heart to heal. Ruo winds up at Takeshita's apartment and stays over. Raiko is back home, but he can't help but remember Haru and Ruo's hurt faces. Haru is at her mother's apartment and thinks about Raiko and Shinako's relationship in her loneliness. Raiko and Shinako go for a walk in the park and start talking about their careers and future plans. Raiko can't still believe that he's in a relationship with Shinako. But every time Raiko is about to kiss her or give her attention, she flinches, prompting him to question, what are they? At that moment, he realizes that he can't proudly say, I love you. Raiko asks Shinako to choose between him and Ruo. But she can't. So, Raiko makes it easier for her and tells her to go for Ruo. The pair decides to stay friends. Haru still feels down, and her mother notices this. As such, she says to her daughter, she can stay as long as she wants. Raiko leaves the milk hall with a piece of paper in his hand. He passes a gentleman similar to Kuma. Raiko boards a train and keeps asking himself if it's right to do what he's about to do and starts having a mini anxiety attack. Haru sits at a bus stop and starts thinking about the first time that she met Raiko. When she's about to board the bus, Kansuki starts crowing. So, she doesn't step in. When she turns around, she comes face to face with Raiko and decks him in the stomach. She thought that he wasn't real. Raiko stammers to the nearby bus bench and pulls out a cigarette. Haru asks him why he's here, but he can't explain why. He reveals that Shinako dumped him, which rightfully infuriates Haru. The only reason he's here is that he got left. He admits that he likes it when a woman's nice to him, and it's awesome if it went on forever. But Haru proved him otherwise, and he now realized that. That's why he's here. With all his passion, he shouts out that he's in love with Haru. Haru leaps into his arm and kisses him. Ruo and his friends throw him a party at his new place. The doorbell rings. One of Ruo's female friend opens the door. It's Shinako. She's in total shock.